Good morning, everyone. Masechet Chagiga. We are at Daf Yutes Amud Aleph. Yeah, behind. Yutes Amud Aleph. 2 lines before the wide ones. Boy minei Omarule, boy minei Rabbi Yochanan. Or boy minei Rabbi Yochanan, if you the gears of the Baf. Let's see it inside. Omarule. Boy minei Rabbi Yochanan, the Ois Aleph of the Bach. Boy, I asked from Rabbi Yochanan. Le Rabbi Yudah. Now we finished yesterday the shir with a machloikas, a very interesting machloikas, Rabbi Yudah and Chachamim. If a person went into the mikveh, then the mikveh was exact, but it's exactly 40 sel. And the first one goes in, he toivels, and then another person goes in, and when the second one goes in, the first one is about to go out. Now, when the first one goes out, he's taking with him a bit of water. As we said, it's 40 se'or, metzum tzomis is exactly 40 se'or. And if it's exactly 40 se'or, and he takes out with him a bit of water, that's missing the shiur mikveh, because the shiur mikveh is 40 se'or. So Rabbi Yudah says, Bizman sheraglov shel rishon noiges b'mayim, we say good achis, and we are machshir the mikveh, and you can toiven, it's a mikveh molei. And lefi chachamim, we say it's going to be possible. And we saw yesterday two ikedamas, two lishnes in the Gemara. When is the machloikas Rabbi Yudah Chachamim? Is the machloikas Rabbi Yudah Chachamim davke mailes de rabbonon? It means when a person toivels because of tumah de rabbonon, so then Rabbi Yudah is matir that if raglo shel rishon b'mayim we are machshiv et gud achis and it's a kosher mikveh. But if it's a machloik, if it's a doiraisa diket tvile, it's not going to help. And some say no. And the filo the machloikas is betume doiraisa. When tume the rabbonon, everyone will be masking. Filo rabbonon will be masking. That's the two ikedamas. Ula is asking Rabbi Yochanan azoi. Lefi Rabbi Yehuda. Again, let's remind ourselves that Rabbi Yehuda says, "Kol sheraglo shel rishon noiges b'mayim." So we say good achis, and we are machshir the mikveh. What's going to be the din? Mahu lehatbil machti v'tzinoiros beroisho shel rishon. What about machti v'tzinoiros? What's machti v'tzinoiros? So Rashi says shetoivi moizov oisim kemin mazle cotton meoi. You have a very, very small fork, very, very small. Can you toivel it in the head of the person? That means the first person who is raglov adayin noigois b'mayim, and the water on his body is connected to the mikveh. So do we say that the water that's above the mikveh, that means it's only connected with the mikveh with the gudachis, it's kosher to toivel in it or not? That's basically the shaila of the Gemara. And the Gemara explained that Dodei HaSofik. That Dodei HaSofik is as do we say good achis, is Leila Rabbi Yudah? And that means Rabbi Yudah has good achis, good as we said, meshoich, achis, hoired, that means pull it down. And the water that's on his body is in the mikveh. And Mimele, it's going to help only to be machshir the mikveh, because we're pulling it down, ke'ilu it's inside the mikveh. But good asik, Leslie. But we don't say you pull up the mikveh to say that the mikveh is up in his head of the first one. Oder oidilme good asik namiste. Abiyuda al dechet good asik, and mimele it's keilu real connected to the mikveh. Side the water, what's on the body of the first person that his foot is touching the water is down in the mikveh. Inside the mikveh, it's one big mikveh. So the mikveh is also up in his head. Mimele can be toivel over there, machti v'tzinoiros. Huh? No, it's connected, yeah. Doesn't have to be mamish drop by drop, yeah. As long as his foot is inside the mikveh, is yeah, it's time for the mikveh.
What is connected?
Yeah, the water is still connected. Omarli, so Rabbi Yochanan answers Ule, Tanisua. This solution of this problem, we learned in the Tosefte in Masechet Mikvos. Where do we learn it? Says the Gemara. Sholosh, we learned over there, Braise, Tosefte, Masechet Mikvores, state over there. Sholosh Gemomiyos Banachal. Over there, it's talking about 40 cell that are in one place. Right? 40 cell, as we said, that's a shear of a mikveh. Shear of a mikveh minimum is 40 cell. So what if a person has Sholosh Gemomiyos? Sholosh Gemomiyos means like gumois. So we have a river, a nachal, and the nachal is going down a mountain, and it has 3 puddles. So it's one nachal with 3 puddles. It's going from one, the upper one, the middle one, and the lower one. So it's going, a stream is running through the 3 gumois in the nachal. Nachal Eson, nachal Arnon, yeah, like a nachal. So Sholosh Gemomiyos is benachal. O Elyoino hatachtoino ve'emtsois. Now, O Elyoino ve'atachtoino, that means the guma Elyoino, the guma hatachtoino. Each one of them, the case is shel esrim seo. That means each one of them by itself has no 20 seo. Only to be mitzarefet. Both together, they're going to have 40 seo. Each one by itself has no 40 seo. That's only 20 seo. אבל האמצעיס של 40 סל. וחרדוליס של גשומים, that means a stream of water, or make shomim, it's not the nachal, it's make shomim, so we do need to have 40 sal, yeah, it's a make shomim. It's going to have to be oiveres beinayin, and it's connecting them. So we have there a mountain, and on the mountain we have 3 mikvos. The upper one is 20 sal, the lower one is 20 sal, the middle one is 40 sal. Now there's a stream of water running through all the 3 mikvos. Now this is a mikveh of Meik Shomim. As we spoke yesterday, what is the 2 conditions what we have to have in a mikveh? Arboim sel and hashboiran. That means not zoichalin. So in this stream itself, definitely we can't toivel because it's zoichalin and it doesn't have arboim sel. Yeah, Meik Shomim. It's Meik Shomim. It's Meik Shomim. Right? V'chardoli shel geshomim oiveres beineyen. Right? It's Meik Shomim. And that's the chibur between it. Now the shaila is if it's mechaber, right? If it's connecting the 2 mikvos of the upper one, that's only 20 sal, and the lower one, that's only 20 sal. It's a connection because the middle one, or the stream of water that's running through, and we can say that this is 40 sal altogether. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Meir Oyo Omer, Mad Bilbel Yoino. Why? Because we say good asik. For sure that we say also good achis. The chiddush is that afilu good asik we're saying. That afilu del Yoino, even though it's only 20 sal, aber because we say Meshoich, you're pulling it up. Ve'alei, Meshoich ve'alei, you're pulling up the water. Keilu, it's in the top one. So the top one is the Keilu having 40 sal, it's going to be kosher. And because they didn't say, and I disagree on Rab Meir. So what's mashma? That is moide. So what's muchach? That Rabbi Yehuda also say good asik. That's what the Gemara wants to bring a raya. So the one the Gemara brings the raya that also Rabbi Yehuda says, Meir oyoy, that means Rabbi Yehuda agrees to Rab Meir. Rabbi Yehuda says Meir oyoy, but he doesn't say, I disagree. So that means Rabbi Yehuda is also asking to good asik. And says the Gemara, Ve'hotanye. So Ule tells Rabbi Yochanan that this is not true. Why? Oh, because we learned over there, Azoi. Ve'anyoimer, that's the gears over here in the side. That it's a shailen and it's a teretz. Batachtoino, yeah, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Batachtoino, Meir Oyo Omer, Batachtoino, that's the New Testament base, Meir Oyo Omer, Madbil Elyoino, Ve'ani Omer, Matachtoino, Ve'loi Belyoino. Ovalei, Tanya. Dr. Lemazé. The Tanya of Rabbi Yochanan to Ule was, the Be'emes, it should be working. Because we said that what? Rabbi Yehuda says, Meir Yoimer, Mad Bilbel Yoino, that we say, we do say good asik. We schlep up the water to the top mikveh, and the top mikveh is going to be kosher, even if it's only 20 cell. And he doesn't disagree. He just says, Meir Yoimer. That means Rabbi Yehuda agrees to him. It should be a credit. But Ula tells Rabbi Yehuda, no, we learned a different price. And that price, we see that this is not the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda fakir. Rabbi Yehuda does disagree on him because we learned over there in the Braise. The Braise tells us that that means we do say good asik, or Rabbi Yehuda says we don't only say good achis because we don't say good asik. So Amalei, so Rabbi Yehuda Itanya, Tanya. If you bring your Braise and Rabbi Yehuda does not agree to Rabbi Meir, say that. I don't have what to say. I retract from what I say. I'm asking with you, with what you said. Yeah. Says Rashi, Ocher Garsinan, and Daf Yudesam at base. Meir Yoimer Madbinim Elyoim, Veloi Garsinan, Michal de Rabbi Yehuda. Ocher Perusha, Rabbi Yehuda Yoimer, Meir Yoimer Madbinim Elyoim, Domar Gudasik. Smem Tzahiso Lemala Yedei Chaldol Yisrael Le'ach Shiras Elyoim, V'chol Shekein the Madbinim Atachtoino, the Keva Deis Good Asik, Kol Shekein Deis Good Achis. ומדלוי קטנה ואני חוי לכל אבלוי מהכך וכך, שמאמין עוד הרבי דבר המאיר הסביר לי. נתניה, נכולו כל אבוך גרסים בי רוי אומר, מדבינים על יוינו ואני אומר בתחתוינו ולא יגול יוינו על מפולי גלי, אמרו נתניה, הייתי דפול גיל עלי ונלך, אחריו, וכוי זה הנביא. ובלא שנה כוז בספורים, אני אוכל להעמיד עוד איקי מסיס קשן הדודה, ובי חוזי דצאי סלברייסה. That means, Rashi brings over here that I could say that the Brises of it, it's a steer to each other. So I can go back to the Mishnah, right? And then what's the Mishnah? The Mishnah is the Mikvos, what we say over there, Raglov Shel Rishon B'Mayim. Okay, but over there, we had the suffix about what Al Rabbi Yehuda, about if we say only good achis, or we say also good asik. Because in the Mishnah, there's much where we only say good achis. There's no raya that we say also good asik. Yeah. Says the Gemara. We learned in the Mishnah, Hatoivel lechulin ve'uchzak lechulin. So we learned in the Mishnah, if someone toivel lechulin and is uchzak lechulin, so he's also lemaisa. Yeah, that's the Hemshech over there in the Mishnah. The vechulei is also lemaisa because he had in mind the toivel for chulin. He can't touch Meiser, he can't eat Meiser, you can see touching or eating, and it's going to be still possible because he had no kavanah for Meiser. Money. Our Mishnah, who needs a kavanah for tefillah, and gabe Meiser, even though that in the chulin you do not need to have kavanah, as we just said. So who is this? Tane, says the Gemara, Rabbononi. This is the Rabbonon. Which Rabbonon? Rabbonon, what we learned yesterday. Remember yesterday we learned that Aviyut Chesam base, we learned a Mishnah Masechet Spora. Says the Gemara, this must be this Mishnah Masechet Spora, the Rabbonon of the Mishnah. Why? Shoni lehu vein chulin lemaiser, because they knew the difference between chulin and meiser sheni. Legabe the tumah shem b'divrei soifrim, and who are there's a meile meiser sheni that's greater than chulin. And what is the one of the greatest things? That's what the greater meile in meiser more than chulin. You need kavanah. For the Gemara, let's look at the same in our Mishnah. We learned in the same of our Mishnah, big day amoretz medres leprushin. That means, as we explained this 2 days ago, and a little bit also yesterday, that the big day amoretz, that they don't eat chulin betare. They eat chulin betumeh, they eat macholit meim when they are tamei. So their begodim is chulin, right? Even though it's not tamei for sure, but for the people that eat chulin betare, for them it's a medus. Why? Because we say Shema Yoshvo Ishto Nido Alein. Amoretz is not nizar to eat betare. So maybe his wife sat on his clothes, and once his wife sat on his clothes and she was a nida, it becomes tumas medus ava tumah, and that's the reason we say the prushim is makbid to eat chulin betare, right? Even it's chulin, but he's makbid to eat the betare. It's gonna have a mile. Big day prushim medres leoich letrumah. It is also a mile de rabbonon. Now, the Tana now Mishnah didn't say big they pushing medres loichle meiser, right? Why not? Why not? But if there's a difference between chulin and meiser, our Mishnah should say also big day pushing. That means they eat chulin betare. It should be a medres loichle meiser because he didn't have a kavanah for meiser. If you tell me that our Mishnah goes the Rabbanon in Masechet Torah, that they make a mile of chulin to meiser, another level. That means chulin is not the same like meiser sheni. Chulin and meiser sheni is different levels. So a medres le meiser the begodim of Porush. What's eating chulin betare? Stam chulin. Chulin betare should be a mile between the Trume, another mile, legarai, meiser, because Rabbono, we say there's another difference, another mile between chulin and meiser, and then the higher level is Trume, higher level is Kodesh, higher level is Meichatos. We see in the Mishnah only medres le pushi, medres pushi, medres le Trume, medres le Trume, medres le Kodesh, le Meichatos. But we don't find enough if you go to Rabbonon, our Mishnah goes to Rabbonon. But there's another level of meiser, why we don't say also big day, perushim, medres le meiser. Must be. And that was if it goes to Fivemen. Aso le Rameir, the Omar, Chulino Meiser Kadodeninu. They're both the same. What? The Pichachon, what they say that the mile of Meiser is greater than Chulin. We should be Machmir Osalekabe the Begodim to say that Bigri Prushim, they are Tor le Chulin. So they are medals like Meiser. And we're going back to the question. We're going to say that what Reisha, the Reisha of our Mishnah is Rabbanon. But what we say, there's a difference between chulin and meiser, and therefore, if someone told you that chulin, dafke kavanah chulin is not le meiser, because meiser in chulin is not the same. Masechet the same, what we say legabe the begodim, there is the same, and we don't say there's extra mile for meiser. That goes to be Rameir. That's what you write. In Reishe Rabbanon v'Seiber Rameir. Reishe Rabbanon v'Seiber Rameir. Says Rashi, Rabbononi, יבוא לי לרמר בכל התום ביסמיים בדברי סופים ואסרו, במייסר. מדרס לא יתרומה ולא אומר מדרס למייסר. So the point is yes. Okay. Ravache learns it a little bit different. Let's see in English. Ravache barade masnelo beseifer chomish milos. That means Ravache barade, he learned the sefer of the Mishnah legabi milos of the Begodim, 5 miles. That means if we look at our Mishnah, how many miles we have in Begodim? 4, right? He said instead of the 4 that we learned, he added another mile. That what? Big day pushing medras like a meiser sheni. So Mela, beautiful. We could also say that the Mishnah, the Reisha talk about Lefi Rabbanon, that there's a difference between Chulin and Meiser. The Sefer is also talking about Lefi Rabbanon because we're adding another mile, that the mile of big day pushing or Medras like Meiser, big day for Meiser, Medras le Trume, big day for Trume, Medras le Kodesh, וכן הלאה. ומוכר כולו כרבנון. The Rashi Chomish minus pushing was a Meiser was a Trume, was a Kodesh v'chatos. And this is also going to be the same thing. Says the Gemara, Omar Rav Mori, Omar Rav Mori. Shma Mino. From our Mishnah, we can bring a raya. Chulin shenasu al taras hakodesh ke kodesh domu. That means that someone is mineges to eat all his chulin betare keilu they are kodesh. So we don't say that botlo daitoi and there's nishto as a mile. Just no, there is as a mile. And someone has this minhag, he has to keep his chulin keilu they were kodesh. There's not many people who do that. The chulin shenasu al taras hakodesh. That means he's eating the chulin keilu de kodesh. That means, for example, if there was a different kochim, there was a shlishi letume who touched this chulin, he's not going to eat anymore this chulin. Mitzidai, the chulin is going to be tome. Chulin cannot become tome only for maximum from a rishon. Even a sheni who touched chulin cannot make it tome. It's going to come a kochim that's a shlishi cannot make the tome to the kochim the chulin. No, but he behaves at Keilu as Kochim. And if we would have a piece of Psal Kochim could become a Ravi, yes. So he behaves at the Keilu as Kochim, but this person, his meaning is to eat any chuli what he has, the Tarek, Keilu, the Kodesh, we don't say Botlo Daitoi. And we say Nishtaz Maila. No, yes, there is a mile, and the person who has the sminig, he has to keep the chulin, keilu der kodesh. And once he keeps it keilu der kodesh, it also helps the kodesh. Also helps the kodesh. And what's the pshat? Let's see Rashi. Chulin shenasu al taras hakodesh. Hodom arogil lechoy lekochim mekabel olov lechoy chulov b'taras hakodesh. Because he doesn't want, he knows he eats a lot of kochim, this person. He brings a lot of kobosh shlomim, he's a kohen, he eats a lot of kochim. He doesn't want to start, this is yes kochim, this is not kochim, I do have to be makbid, I don't have to be makbid. Everything what I eat, I'm makbid, keilu, it's kochim. But that's what he says, Arogi lechol kochim, mekabel olav lechol chulim, b'tar HaKodesh, taras HaKodesh. The Shu Bnei Beis is in Rubki b'taras HaKodesh. Everything, the Bnei Taras HaKodesh. So, we say that what? Yes, it's kekodesh domu. The Shmira what he looks at it as keilu, it's kodesh. Fragt, sagt Rav Mori, Mimai. Where do I learn it from? Where is Masma and our Mishnah that Chodesh and Asal Taras HaKodesh is kekodesh. The mile is kekodesh. Going the Gemara Daf Chofam, and that left today's Daf. The what?
That he had this meaning.
Yes. Yeah, but where do we see that it's actually like a mile of kodesh? We don't see that thing. We see that he has a mile of kodesh. It does mile. We say that yes, it's not going to help. I feel he's muchzak for one thing, it's not going to be muchzak for the other thing. Where do we see that it's going to be taki a mile and we are maxi with keilu it's kodesh? Mamish lekabi kodesh. Log the Gemara say, mi de loik tane behu mile. Let me just say. So Rashi. Loimar big day pushin oichli chulei metaras chodim. Medras loichli chulei metaras hakodesh. Mamino bichlal kodesh ein ve'ach tane lei kodesh. Let me just say. Now Mishnah doesn't say a mile to separate between the ones that eat chulin al taras cholim to the one that eat chulin al taras hakodesh. To say, oh, listen, there's a difference. Big day oichli chulei al taras cholim. They are medres to oichli chulei al taras hakodesh. Must be that the ones that eat chulin al taras hakodesh, they are like the ones that eat in mamish kodesh. And the mile of the oichli chulei al taras hakodesh is keilu oichli kodesh by itself, right? And this we learned already in the Mishnah, as Rashi says. Yeah. Now, for what we learned in Rashi, what's mashma? The Gemara understood now that without Rav Mori, there was a mile of oichlei chul b'taras hakodesh greater than oichlei chul b'taras chulin, but not greater than oichlei chul b'taras truma. Because if not, Rashi should have come and say big the oichlei chulei and b'taras truma, medra say le oichlei chulin b'taras hakodesh. Now this is like a b'shver. Where's Buchach from our Mishnah that it's not like truma? Why it's better to say that they're like kodesh and then we don't learn it bichlal that they bichlal kodesh. To teach us that one is like truma and don't learn it bichlal truma. So this is a toisis. There's a toisis later on in Daf Kofale from a base. What toisis says over there to prove it. Toisis proves it from. It doesn't say legabe the miles. As it says big doich truma medras lecholim shenas al taras hakodesh. Or the big doich chulin shenas al taras hakodesh can be medras lekodesh, and that's the raya as we explained over here. The marshal like effect of Rashi over here. Okay, let's continue. Vaydi Gemara vedilme ay de loiktane bo maile dei domule trume otane trume vei domule chulin otane lechulin. Let me just say. Vaydi Gemara say bemes oichlin chulein al taras hakodesh. They're not the same mile of kodesh itself. People of mamish eat kodesh. Why? Because botlo daitom, and that's not many people do it, and it's not the hanoga that's mechayev, right, or helps, and botlo daitom. Now the din of oichlin chulin b'taras hakodesh is like a din of proshim or eat oichlin b'taras chulin. Same darga, oichlin chulin, or it's like oichlin chulin b'taras truma maybe. This is a lower darga a little bit, yeah? Ketruma itself. And we can see it's machlokes tanoim later on the Mishnah, okay? Why doesn't it have the Maila? We just bought a raya from the Mishnah. Why the Gemara doesn't bring a raya that the Begodim, right? That are less than a darga is going to be a medras. You know why? Because the Oichle Chulim B'Taras HaKodesh, what you medam them? These are Oichle Chulim. Because better it's not Oichle Tumah, it's Oichle Chulim B'Taras HaKodesh. What do you medam them? If you medam Keinu the eating Tumah, so the Mishnah doesn't have to tell us that the Begodim that are less than Kodesh, like a Tumah, it's a medras HaKodesh. That's straight already. Straight. That medras, right? The straight over there, that Oichle Tumah, the Begodim is a medras le Oichle Kodesh. So what do you misyachas of these people? These people are eating kochim, chulin al taras hakodesh. How are you misyachas of them? They are like oichlei truma, or they are like oichlei chulin, whatever it is. If you can say they have a din of oichlei truma, so you know why it doesn't stay in Maila, because it's stated already that oichlei truma, the begodim as a medras le oichlei kodesh, all of them. Vei domu lechulin. Otani lechulin. That's what the big damor. It's medras lepushim. So you don't have a raya. Dr. Rashi. Dilme. Oy kechulin. Domu deloi meane be meide omar ai gabe de bot lodaitoi. Oy ketrume domu. De iketano. De pliege be milze ke mesayem be ozil. Ikach lo itane be meile. De I domu lechulin. Otani lechulin. Ve I domu letrume. Otani le be masechet trume. So the Gemara brings now a Mishnah, and it's a Mishnah at Tyrus, in the end of the second Perek. And over there, this Mishnah, there's a machloikas and the shaila if they are like chulin or like truma. That means, if a person is eating anything what he's eating, this person is eating a lot of kochim, so anything what he's eating, afilu chulin, he looks at it ketaras hakodesh. Now, what do you look at it? It's like chulin betahare. Oh no, this is mamish like truma. Which mile are you giving? Or you giving mamish a mile of kodesh? Well, then the Mishnah there's a machloikas about if you give them a din of chulin betare or you give them a din of truma. This person was eating chulin betaras hakodesh. Let's see the answer. But none. We learned in the Mishnah. Chulin shenasu al taras hakodesh. This person is eating chulin. He's eating it al taras hakodesh. Harei hein kechulin. That means there's no anoge, there's no mile, and someone has a meaning of chulin taras hakodesh. Botlo daita is we said just now in Rashi. It's botlo daita. Now we learned over there. Let's bring it down a little bit to understand what's the nafkamina. No, it shouldn't be only a theory. The Mishnah Tyrus over there is mentioned. This machloikas legabe shlishi and ravi letume. What do I mean? Chulin shenasu al taras hakodesh. Chulin shenasu al taras hakodesh. If the man domar arei kechulin, there's no sheni. If the man domar that arei ketrume, so there is also shlishi. Yeah, we remember what we spoke, and we have to remember the details. Just a few rules. Avia voice, avatume, rishon tume, sheni tume. Chulin, that's it. And then for shlishi we have by tume, and we have a ravi also by kodesh. So what is this person? Let's say you a person was you very makpid, eat a lot of kochim, everything what you touch, you look at it, keilut kochim. Yeah, so you have now chulin in your house. You have chulin in your house. You mitzvah said keilut kodesh. Lemay said chulin, and the sheni letume touched it. It becomes tome or not? Becomes tome or not? If we say you give him a din of chulin metare, doesn't become tome. Say that. You can be makbid. The Masechet doesn't become Tomeh. If you say you look at it, Keilu, it's Mamis Truma, so it becomes Tomeh. If you look at it, Keilu, it's Mamis Kochim, it becomes even a Ravi.
Or even somebody else.
Tomeh for anyone, yeah. Because Keilu, it's a thing. Now, this is very interesting. Because Taharas Truma, Chulin shenasu al Taharas Truma is Ketruma. It's Ketruma. This we know. You'll see later on in the Mishnah. Kum toy that Chulin shenasu al Taharas Truma is more humble than Chulin shenasu al Taharas HaKodesh. Because al taras hakodesh we have a machloek is it kechulin or ketruma. And by chulin shenas al taras truma, that means a person behaves stays chulin always like truma. We for sure say it's like truma. What's the pshat in that? There is a meiri in Masechet chulin who explains it. And the reason that Chacham were machmir chulin shenas al taras truma more than chulin shenas al taras hakodesh, he says because taras hakodesh was not so much only by zrizim and anshim maili asere. And that's what they were not machmir. It was not motzui. Well, the Imam is a yechidei zgula, but the Aras Truma there was motzui, very motzui, and they were machmir in it to be very careful in it more than nothing. Okay, so now the Gemara brings the raya. Yeah, so what do we see over here? That the anoge, so it's a bottle daitay. Okay, Rab Lazar, let's see it in Rashi. נתנן, כלומר, ראש כחון תנוי, דפליגה באחד אמר כחולים, ואחד אמר כתרום, אבל כקוידש לא יאמרין. So you see that what? חולים שנעשו על תרס הקוידש, we definitely don't give it a din of קוידש. says the Gemara. רב לוזר ברב צודק אומר, הרי אין כתרומה. That means you give it a din of תרומה, yeah? You give it a din of כתרומה, and as we saw Rashi, but אבל כקוידש לא יאמרין, yeah? And Elo miseife. Let's bring a raya. Says the Gemara. Elo. Let's go back to the Gemara. Elo miseife. I can bring a raya. But lefi the tan of our Mishnah, chulin shenasu al taras hakodesh kekodesh dome. They're not like chulin and not like trume. I can bring a raya for the seife. This is what Rav Naftali wanted to say before. Let's see the insight. Very nice raya. We learned in the end of the Mishnah. Yois ben Yoezer or your chosij b'kuna. Right, and he would eat trumas betare. Or he would eat pachtoi medras lekodesh. Why? Because he would eat chulim betahare. He would eat it. So he would eat chulim betare. Which chulim betare? Taras trume. Because he eats chulim betare as trume. So Mimele was a medras lekodesh. The hemshach of the Mishnah. That's what we be raya from. Yoichanom ben gudgeno yoichel al taras hakodesh kol yomov. Or so eat pachtoi medras lechatos. So what do you see? That the mitpachas, this handkerchief, whatever it is, yeah, the clothes of Yochanan ben Gudgede, it was a medras for what? Lechatos in. It was actually a medras for people who are dealing with mechatos, meipor aduma. Ober lakoidesh, loi. It was not a medras. Why? Al mekosov al chulin shenasu al taras hakodesh kekodesh domo. Because if it's not kekodesh domo, so the begodim of Yochanan ben Gudgede, it's not like it should be only like oichle trumet or like prushi that oichle bestam chulim betare, and they should be a medras also like abi kodesh. Also, if you say that the oichle trumet, so it should be medras like oichle kodesh, and if they are like chulin, there should be also medras like oichle trumet. But we see that it's only a medras le oichle, not oichle, the chatos mechatos. The choy is a beautiful raya. The medras is it's for people that are behaving. The meaning for them is the oichle chulin ataras hakodesh. They are mamish like a kodesh. Omar Rabbi Nosson ben Elazar noflo ma'aparto imenu. Omar lechaveru itno li v'noso lo tzemeya. Let me say. Rabbi Nosson ben Elazar says the people who are machmir and tainus, and they eat chulein al taras chulin or chulin al taras trume or chulin al taras kodesh, whatever it is, yeah, they have to be very careful. They have to be very careful. Anything what comes near or anything what touches the chulin, and even that they know that it was not Tommy what touched the chulin, if they didn't have a mind, they didn't have a shmire, that means that as chadas, that is chadas, so it's going to be beches kastuma. And this is a mile de rabbonos we can see later on that in kochi or in truma or anything that's stolen, you have to have the whole time a shmira. And if you have esach hadas, it becomes tomei. It's a mile de rabbonos. Even if you know that it will become tomei, you didn't have esach hadas, so you didn't have the das. You had 1 second of esach hadas, it becomes tomei. If I was, it didn't touch tomei. I know for sure it didn't touch it. Mile de rabbonos. Therefore, says Rabbi Nosson ben Elazar, If a person, his ma'apartoi means a sudar, yeah? A sudar, ma'apartoi means what they used to put like a tarbush on the head. Yeah? Let's say a scarf or something, yeah, it fell off his head. And he tells his friend, give it to me, pick it up for me, please. And his friend picked it up, it's tummy. And even if his friend was toy, it's tummy. And what's the reason? The reason is because both of them were Messiah Das. Also, the person that the ma'apoiris belongs to him. Why? Because ein derech lishmol ma shebeyad chaveroi. And now his friend is picking it up for him. He didn't have in mind. Now the friend is also not mishamer. Why? Because he says, 1 second, he asked me to pick up his ma'apoiris. That means he's not makbid on Tara. Because he tells me to pick it up for him. Maybe I'm Tommy. He doesn't know if I'm Tommy or Toy. Why he lets other people touch his stuff? Must be that he's not someone who's keeping chuli betare. Okay, so I don't have to have a hesach. I don't have to have a shmira. I can have hesach hadas. The one who picks it up, the Gemara explains later on. Yeah, I'm just being the Gemara from later on to explain it. So there, what Rabbi Yonatan ben Elazar says, Naflo ma'aparto yeimenu, and Omar lechaveiro yitunali v'nastalo yitamei. He told me. And even what if his friend was told? Omar Rabbi Yonatan ben Amram, נסחלפו לו כלים של שבס, בכלים של חול, ולא שון נטמעו. A person, and he got swapped. The Shabbos dike kelim, Shabbos dike clothes, with the weekday clothes, and he thought that they were weekday clothes, and he wore it, and the was Shabbos clothes, he put it on, and the God became Tomei. And the Gemara assumes now that the reason it became Tomei, why? Because he has in mind to be Meshameret, or the Meshameret means Cheskes at all, that this is his weekday clothes, right? Behemes, this is not his weekday clothes, it is Shabbos Kleider. And he's not Meshameret, Becheskes, what they are. So the Gemara understands, if you Meshameret something, you Meshameret because you think it's A, and Behemes it's B, and that's not called a Shimur. That's what the Gemara understood now. So he thinks that this is which clothes is it? Weekday clothes. Behemes, it's Shabbos clothes. So we made it. It's not called a shimur. Not called a shimur. Yeah, that's hadas. Shimur is hadas, the same thing. Shimur kenegedem is hadas. Novo ve'peichli. Omar Rab Elazar bar Tzadok. The same thing Rab Elazar bar Tzadok says. Maise bishtei noshim chaveiros. That means it was 2 women. They're friends, and these 2 friends will always eat chulim betare. Yeah. Because we talk about only over here, the whole Gemara is talking about people that eat chul betare, that they are makbid, so we say they have to eat the betare. Betare has a mile that you have to have the whole time, shmire, not to have a hesach hadas. So there was 2 women over here, that they would eat chul betare, shenischalfu lohen keileim bebeis hamerchetz. They went to beis hamerchetz, the bathhouse, and they swapped the clothes. Why? Each one of them says, I eat chuli betare. The other one says, I also eat chuli betare. I thought it's my clothes, and I was meshamer my clothes. I mean, I left that. I made sure there's no hesach hadas. Rabbi says no story. Why? Because each one of these women, they were meshamer their own clothes, the cheskas that belongs to them. That means the same thing like you said now. Yeah? That he thought it's a weekday clothes, but maybe it's a Shabbos clothes. She thought it's her clothes, maybe it's a friend clothes. So even the Shabbos, that's called hesach hadas. That's a Salkadaita of the Gemara. We can see the Gemara says that yeah, it's only a Salkadaita. We can see the mice of the Gemara says differently. Maski flo ravo yishie elo me'ato oy bazo hoishit yodoi lasal. What if a person he has a basket, and in the basket he had in mind to take over there a bread made of wheat, and takes out the bread from the basket, and he sees that what this is was made of barley. So what do you say? It's tummy because he had hesach hadas. So let's see it inside. Says the Gemara, oh elo me'ato, if you say that you have a shmire, but lemaisi was showing us something that you thought it's different. You thought it's big choil, and maybe it was big Shabbos, or you thought it's your begodim, it was your friend's begodim, so it doesn't help the shmire, but you don't have shmire. Elo me'ato, oishit yodoi lasal, litoi pas chiti. We also be yodoi pas soirim, ochename the neatness. You can say that what that the bread becomes tomei because he was not meshamer becheskas what it is. And if you tell me yes, it's going to be Tommy. The pass is going to be Tommy. Why? Because he didn't guard it. What it is. You can't say so. Why not? We learned in the Bryce. That means when the Bryce is talking about, even though that, yeah, that it's Shamu, even though it's Shamu, Amishamer is a Chovis Becheskas Shem Yain. So he's looking at the years of a Yain that's toil, and he wants to keep it toil, and he's Mishamer it. The Maisa, he opens up the barrel, he kept it the whole time. The last week he kept it the whole time under his eyes. The Maisa, he opens it up and he finds the Ninja Shel Shemen. Is going to be toil or not toil? The Maisa, Tadeh Chadas. Toil, Miletame. This Chovis is toil from doing Mitame other people. What do we learn over here? That even though he was not Mishamer and Becheska what it is, because this was Yain. And the Maisa, we find out that there was Shemen. Right? His Shmira was on Yain. His Shmira was on Yain. He was Meshamel. We don't say it's Chadas. We say it is Torah. We say it is Torah. Says the Gemara. The Gemara, to answer the Shaila of Rabbi Yishia, the Gemara brings into that the Braise is something wrong with the Braise. Meshubeshes. And that's right. Someone who was looking after a Chavis, and this barrel in his mind, this barrel is Cheskas Shel Yain. And when he opens it up after a week, he finds out that there was Shel Shemen. Although the other case, Amoishit Yodei Lasal, and he took a Pas Chitin, and Lemaisi also be Yodei Pas Oirim, it's going to be Tomei. Why? Because he was not Meshameret. And exactly like we said before, and Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Amram, Mamish like before, because the Shmira has to be Mamish or Shmira, what you know what you're doing the Shmira on, not big the Shabbos that you think is big the Choil, and not the Godim of your friend, what you think it's your friend. No, Shmira is a Shmira, you know what you're guarding. You know it's a Paschiti, and you know it's a Chovish and Yain. And if not, it's going to be Tomei, because that's called Esach Hadas. What's the Pshat in our Baisa? Fight the Gemara. That means the Rabbi Yishia. What do you think, that the Bryce is a good Bryce and it's not Meshubesh? Yeah, that's what Rashi explained. Rashi later on explains it this way. Let's look at the end of that Bryce. What's the end of the Bryce? What's inside the barrel, right? This oil, was he said, yeah, he stole the twine and he guarded it, it's the Chesed and it's Yain. And then Lemaise, he opens it up and he finds that it's oil. Why? Because maybe it's Tomei. Ve'amai. That means Azai. What's the Ve'amai? The Ve'amai is Azai. What is between the tumor here, others, the tumor itself? So you say, he itself, right? She itself, the Chomis itself, you're not allowed to eat. Toiro miletame. It's a big difference. What we said before. We said, right? Toiro miletame, the Chomis is Toiro miletame, that means others. And now what we say, that Tumas Acherim, it doesn't have, but Tumas Atzma doesn't have. Why? That's the V'amai of it. The V'amai is, what we say, this itself you're not allowed to eat, but it's Torah Miletame. It doesn't work. Must be that this price, there's something wrong with this price. Omar Rabbi Yirmiyah, that the Chocha for this price is take wrong. Why? Because we have to talk about it. The price is talking about what? The Oimer Shmaltio Midover Ametamo, Veloi Midover Hapoislo. I mean, that's right. Says Rabbi Yirmiyah, I don't have to say that this price is the price of Meshubeshes. I could say that the Bible is talking about this person, the Meshamel, yeah, this person was looking after the hobbies. He's saying that way. I looked after the barrel of wine, and I looked after the barrel of wine or the barrel of oil, and I looked after the hobbies and whatever is inside. Midovara metame. That means tuma chamura. What's metame? Metame is that could be metame acherim. Yeah, remember the klal what we said. Yeah, poisel is shlishi is metame. Sorry, sheni is metame kochim. Sheni is poisel as a trume, because trume stops there. It's called poisel. Metame is metame acherim. So this person says, I looked after this barrel. that this should not become Tomei, Tumah that could actually pass on others. That means I made sure it shouldn't become a Hava Tumah. I made sure it shouldn't touch a mess. Or I made sure it shouldn't touch a sheret, it should become a Rishon, that the Rishon could turn into a Sheni. Yes, so he's saying, I made sure Shmarti of Tumah Chamuro. I made sure that what? Shmarti of Midor Tumah. Aber Veloi, I didn't guard it Midor or Apoislo. That means of Tumah Kalo, that this is going to be possible. And that's why the Chavis itself is Toy Miletam Acherim, because that had the Shmira. But this itself you're not allowed to eat. Why? Because it never had a Shmira on this. Maybe it became Tomei or Tumah thing. So let's say this barrel is, Chulin, let's say. Even Chulin, for example. Let's take the example. We have a barrel of oil. The person we tell him we want this barrel of oil, they stay toil. He sits next to it the whole day and he's toil. Come to him in the evening, you say, no, you looked after it? He says, yes, I made sure. Not a voice, not a mesh should come in here. Not a tmeme should touch it. Not a sheret, not a zav, not a zova, not a redis, not a shifazera, not a nevela, not a matzor, we may sofroy. We could go on any other avatur. I made sure it shouldn't touch it, that this shouldn't become a rishon. Because if it becomes a rishon, this could be metam and other things as well. But I didn't make sure that any rishon shouldn't come in. I didn't make sure that food that's a rishon shouldn't touch it. I made sure that the avatur shouldn't touch it. For example. So this barrel of wine, this is not metam others, because if it became Tomei, it became a Tomei from a rishon, it became a sheni. Sheni cannot be metam vayter chulin, right? Don't know. But here itself, you could drink it. I don't know. No one looked after it. That this itself shouldn't become itself Tomei, right? So it could be, and that's the reason. So we see in the Brayser Chidush, what we said that a person guarded the cheskas yain, and if he found out that what this is oil, so even though there was a shmire lachatzoin, right? It was not a proper shmire, and also more than that, there was also not a shmire. What it is, after piken, it is a shmire. That's the pshat. Frag the Gemara.
All these minus quarter minute.
Oh, that's a shot of the Gemara now. Umi, can it be Rusa lachatzoin? Frag the Gemara. Frag the Gemara. Rabbi me the Brayser. Si du hast a Sach, you could do shmire. That's not a proper shmire. Only for half an hour. So yes, there is a shmire lachatzoin. Ve'otanya. The benichusa. I'm going to be a raya from a Brayser. What's the raya? Hoishit yodoi basal ve'asal al kteifoy ve'amagreifo besoich asal ve'oyo beliboy al asal ve'oyo beliboy al amagreifo asal toyo ve'amagreifo toyo. What's the pshat? This person, his hand inside the basket of figs. Now, the basket was on the shoulder. Now, the magrefa, what's a magrefa? Magrefa is like a spade or like a type of a kli that separates the figs that are stuck to each other. So the magrefa was inside the basket. You have a basket of figs, right? And he's carrying it on his shoulder. And inside it comes with it like a big fork. A magrefa, let's call it. This magrefa comes with it because you need it when you want to separate the sticky figs. You want to think, okay. Now, this person is walking with the basket of figs on his shoulder, and he's the whole time thinking, I want to make sure that these figs do not become Tomei. He doesn't think about the magrefa. He's not thinking about this spoon, about this spade, about this fork, about whatever it is. He's not thinking about this rake. He's not thinking about it. I want to give it to him. No. He's thinking only about the basket of figs should be toy. The sal is toy and the magrefa is Tomei because he had no. Asal toil, the tamam magrefa l'sal. If he didn't have in mind that the sal, that the magrefa, or sugar magrefa, and as we said, that anything what you didn't have in mind, you will mix with that becomes Tomei. So the magrefa, this spoon, this rake becomes Tomei. And if this rake becomes Tomei, so it's metam the sal. And for the Gemara, ein kli metame kli. And as we explained, what we Eikli Metamekli, remember Rashi and Broch is Afnun based on base? That's right. Legabi the Kesses and the Kal. Cholekes Rashi, Beis Shammai Besila, Legabi Dvorim Shenechlaku Besude. Right? So Rashi says, what is Eikli Mekameti? A Kli that's not an Av Hatume, it's not Metama Kli. Right? And to become Av Hatume, because Eikli Metama Kli is by Av, not an Av. Fading more, okay. Let's say that. You know what? This spoon could not be metame the basket because the spoon is a kli, the basket is a kli, and Eikli Metame Kli. Very good. Oh, but 1 second. Inside the basket was more things. It's only a salad. There's also figs. What about the figs? What about the tahini? Because the magrifo. Oh, Maravine. ואומר שמרתיו מדובר שמתמו ולא מדובר הפויסלו. That means that's like, he says, I looked after this magrifo. I was thinking about the magrifo as well. But I was thinking the magrifo only midobra metame. It means a tumor that could be metame acherim. Ober v'lo midobra poislo, the magrifo itself. It's not metame acherim. Now this is very shver. Why? Because what is metame or magrifo? Magrifo is a kli. Oh, a rishon. So once you're not guarding it from a dover that's metame the magrifo in meile, it's also going to be metame the food, because food becomes tame apilu from a rishon. That's why the Gilsot. Yeah. So Rashi the fragt ala shaila. The magrifo is not a dover achila that you have to keep it metame. The old shmira is only it shouldn't be metame achirim, and because he is meshameret right from a tuba that could be metame others, the mind of kimina what we said the brayso magrifo to male. Man of kimina. Explains Rashi that he didn't guard this shmira from somebody that asks us to use it with taros like a tchila, even though it's metame achirim. That's the pshat of it, as Rashi. Another way Rashi explains, another mahalach. Yes, the nidan over here is not on the magrifo itself, only on the food that is stuck to the magrifo. And this food, this food is meshumer mitume apoislo, and not mitume tamacherim, and not mitume apoislo. Okay. But this is over here, die Masechet Shmartio, danke, ein bisschen anders. Here. See Toises, yeah? That's the Shaila of Toises. That's the Shaila, exactly what Rebbe Eli is asking, the Shaila of Toises. If you look at Toises, Toises says, Shmartio, die Masechet Shmartio. But of course, the Ma'ifsel, Ach Magrifo. Iber Rishon, or Iber Sheni, ein Odom Ekeli Mekarin Tume, Elo Be'ava Tume. Be'ava Tume, I possum Tome Ave. The Shanisan of the Mashkin Tume, posted the click in Arina, the Choy Kli, so we're masking, so goes on masking the Tchilo, and it's a whole mala. Okay. So what do we learn from over here? Anyway, what do we learn from over here? We learn from over here that the Shmira Lachatzoin is a Shmira, very good Shmira. And also the Braisen of someone is Meshamer the Chavis, the reason is because Shmira Lachatzoin. And once we were doiche, what we wanted to prove that Meshamer as a Chavis is actually Braise Meshubeshes or Ibazoi, Mikol Mokoim Kash, from that Braise. Why? Because that Braise is mashma that the Shmire doesn't help only when these Meshamer Becheskas what it is. Because, right, over here was Meshamer Becheskas Yain, and we find out that it's Shemen, and Nafal Piken, it's Toil. Legami Moti looked after it. So it's a Shaile. Because we said that word, Rabbi Yochanan and Rab Amram, they said that word, that only what you look after and you knew what it is, only then it's going to become Tor. That means then it's actually Shomu. If not, it's called Esach Hadas. Ve'oid moisiv, the Gemara noch a Shaila. Ve'oid moisiv Rabbi Baravue. Maise be'isho achas. And this Isha was a Chaveiro, as Rashi says. Shebo lifnei Rabbi Shmuel v'omro lo. Rabbi, בגד זה הרגתי בתארה. That means I know for sure that from when I weaved this beged, from when it was sholosh etzbois, the minimum tumor of a beged is sholosh etzbois. She says, and the second I knew that this is sholosh etzbois, and it was roy lekamel tumor, no tumor touched it. Oh, well, that means I know for sure that this did not become Tommy. Right? I know that what? There was no Tommy. I didn't have a Shmira. I just know. Yodati. To know actually if it didn't become Tommy. He started to ask all kinds of questions. He had to find out. And then he tells you, there was another woman that helped me a little bit. And she was a Nida. Person has to have in mind. God say, yeah, I know for sure that there was no Tommy over here. You had in mind to have a shmira or not. You didn't have in mind to have a shmira, it's not going to help. It's not going to help. Says the Gemara. Another Maisa. Shu Maisa Bishu Achas. That means from when I started to read it, this was always Betare. Ober, I believe in Shomo Betare. Yeah, Shomo Betare, that's the gills for the Bachame. Nimo means a hood, a thread. Nifsekoli, before I started to weave. That means, and I knotted it with my mouth when I was a Nida Bepe. Now, even though that Roika Nida is Avatume, I didn't have a chashash. Why? Because I didn't yet do sholosh al sholosh. It was not yet roy lekabel tumah. And because as I given a mindset, is the chashash or he was metamet. Why? Because she said, "How can you be a needer? How can you be a needer?" She says, "Oh, very possible." When a beged, we learned it from a Gemara already in Shabbos. Remember, yeah, the answer sugyas don't. A beged is mekabel tumah from what size? Shalosh al shalosh etzbos. She said, when I started to weave this mappo, it was not shalosh al shalosh etzbos. So I could be a leader. But the second it became shalosh al shalosh etzbos, I stopped. And she starts to ask all kinds of questions, and how and what. And then she says, yes, I remember even when it was less than shalosh al shalosh etzbos, once the chut stopped and I not did with my mouth. It was a stomach. Why? He says that, the chashash, that's what, the roik was still lach, was still moist after she done it into shalosh voice, and it's still metame. Still metame the mapo. So you're right. Up to shalosh voice, you can be a nida, you can do whatever you want. But when you're using roik, you're using your spit, you're using your mouth, so it could be it was still wet and it didn't dry out, and it was already shalosh. Maybe the same afternoon, yeah. The next day it was still. And that's why I'm always small. Kamo gdoili diu homim. So yoyim believe in some way. Amen in some way. What do we learn? What do we learn over here? That a dean is not depends only if he had believed in some way. But if it was believing in some way, he said no. Even if he didn't have even if he didn't have in mind to have a shmir, whatever it is, right? Says the Gemara, Bishlam in Rabbi Lozman. He said about the Meister with the two women, that what the two women that Nischalfu Kelev and Beisamerchet, and it came the Meister for Rabbi Kive, and he was Metamen, and we thought because each one was Meshama Mecheskas that it's hers, and not, that's not a shine. Why? Because we can explain it a little different. Called Achas ve'achas. Each one, when she feels that the clothes doesn't belong to Oimeres, she says in her heart, Chaverti, that means he says, you're right. If I'm wearing someone else's clothes, and I think it's my clothes, the Shabbos, and I think that it's my clothes, and I had das to have a shmir, it's good enough. I don't have to have a shmir, and I have to know what it is. But over here, the difference is because these two women, once she found out, oops, it's not my clothes. He says, it belongs to my friend. My friend, she's Aisha. He doesn't keep holy metare. Straight away, let's see after that. I'm not going to look after her. She's going to The other friend says the same cheshbon, and that's why it's going to be Tomei. Not because you have to be meshamer to know what you meshamer. Because Pashat, when the friend finds out that this is not her clothes, she's not meshamer it anymore. Ober le Rabbi Yosef ben Amro, what Rabbi Yosef ben Amro says, that if Nischal for the occasion Shabbos, the Shalchoil, Velovshon, it becomes Tomei, right? And we thought that why? Because he didn't meshamer it to whatever it is. Nami is also not going to be a Shmuel. That's why. Kevan the Kelim the Shabbos, Ovid Leushimu Tvei, Masadat the Minayu, because the Shmira, the Derech is to do an extra Shmira for the Begodim of Shabbos. So he's Messiah Das from this Shmira because he thinks that this is weekday clothes, and that's why it's considered Keilu. He didn't have a Shmira Bichlal, and that's why it's become possible. Elo says the Gemara, Rabbeinu ben Elazar, Navi lo shimu b'yedi chaveri. That means Rabbeinu ben Elazar says azoi. What if noflo ma'apar to amen? Right? That's what the Gemara said before. And he tells his friend, "Give it, pick it up, please pick it up for me." And he gave it to him. It became Tomei. He can have a shaila. Why it's Tomei? The friend should give him the shimu b'yad chaveri. And for the Gemara, Ma'avichon Chazoke, ein odom meshamer ma shebiyad chaveroi. Ein odom meshamer ma shebiyad chaveroi. For the Gemara, veloi, really? A person is not meshamer ma shebiyad chaveroi. Ve'otanya, we learn in a beraise. Harei she'oyu chamorov upoyalov. That means a person has over there chamorim. Chamorim means people are leading the donkeys. And poyalim, over there workers. And they are me'oretz. And they're metamim tairis. When they touch, they are me'aratzim. And the me'aratzim, we said, stam ha'amoret is possible. He's Tomei. And if he's going to touch a tairis, it's going to be Tomei. But they are actually carrying his talis. So Atanya Reisha you Chamorim Paul of Tony Talis. Afal Pisha Hiflig, that means Hiflig means it was misrachik from them. If he didn't tell them that I'm going away, it's why? Because they are very careful not to touch it. Because they don't know that he went to the petrol station to relieve him, to buy himself a drink. They think he's over in the back watching us. And he warned them beforehand, you better not touch these barrels of wine because they are tires and you are it. Right? I mean, you go, I'm coming in a minute. Once they can't see him, why? Because maybe they touched it. And now, well, this is very good. If a person is Meshama Mashabiyat Chaver, we understand in the ratio that the Taharos is Torah is because they are Mesham, because he's Meshamer what they are actually carrying. And the Sefer doesn't know Shimu because he went away. But if you tell me, Eino the Meshama Mashabiyat Chaver, Maishno Reisha, Maishno Sefer, and the Reisha they're not Meshumer, why the Taharos is Torah? It's Mashabiyat Chaver. Or Marabi Tzok Nafre, Reisha, Bemetayach, Amor, Mupoyal, V'lekach. Means the Reisha is talking about all the Meshama Mashabiyat Chaver because it's talking about he took the Poyalim, he took the Chamorim, in the morning, he took them in the mikveh. So even if they touched it, it's not going to be a chashash. Even if they touch it, it's not going to be a chashash. And the more of them, so why in the same is Tarosh of Meos? They are Meshamer, the other one that they shouldn't touch it. And from their own maga, it's no problem because they are tovul, they are toirim. And for the more ein amoretz makbid al maga chaver. There's a chashash, maybe a different amoretz. What didn't toivel was also let's have a chashash that the amoretz is not makbid al maga chaver. Maybe he let his friend to touch it. And for the gemore, bor lohem derech akaltoin. It means he could. They don't see it, but they think it's a corner. It's a corner. Exactly. They're always scared that maybe he's watching them, and that's why they're scared. If they're scared of the balabais and he could come the whole time without them noticing it, say for Namid, they should be makpid not to let their friends to touch it because maybe suddenly the balabas will come. And for the Gemara, no, they're not scared about it. Why? They say that they show that he's not going to show us suddenly. He told us he's going. It's going to take 2-3 minutes. Meantime, they let their friends to touch it because even though they're toirim, all of the friends are not toirim, and it's makbid al maga chaver. That's why it's going to be Adon aloch ein dorshim. Fine. That was the zachona for the next perek. Yeah. Yeah, any questions?
Can we just say something? We were talking earlier about good asik and good achis and all this stuff, right? I thought isn't good achis only with mechitza, like you know, it can be with anything. Obviously, it seems.
You see, over here we say Gimel Gmomiyos. Meir says Matvid Belyoino. Why? Because we say good asik.
Gimel what? Sorry, which case?
The Gimel Gmomiyos, what we just learned.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about, yeah.
Yes, that's yeah. Well, it's a bit. Well, that case is a little bit stronger than a mikveh, where somebody's talking about drops falling back into the mikveh or going up from the mikveh, isn't it? It's much stronger because it's like a whole. Because it's like a big puddle. It's like a big. Like a bigger item. Here, in the case of the mikveh, you're just talking about a few drops. I don't know. It just seems a bit harder to understand. I can understand in the case of a sukkah with a wall with us, you're talking about a whole something which is an amma wide or something which is already a mechitza that it extends higher. Maybe that's more I don't know. It seems more. I don't know. It's interesting that this can also work in this case.
Yeah, yeah. We spoke about last night. That's why it's the different than the Sogus, as we spoke last night. That's why the Rishonim say that we don't say good achis. It's not that Chachamim don't agree with the good achis. Chachamim do agree with the good achis because they're smaller. That's the case of Mishnah. I think you came last night. We said it. Right? The case of Mishnah, Perek Ches, Halacha Yud Beis. Because Guf for Adam there is places that did become dry, they can't be mechuber al yedei good achis. Masechet and the Sogus, because we mentioned when the Mishnah and Perek Zayin before Mishnah Vov. It's more than the mikveh. That's exactly 40 so. And heat build boys as sogus. The sogus means a sponge. And the low miktoso in a geaba my miktoso is it's mitzaref. Everyone is masking. And over there we say that only Rav Yehuda has good achis. And over there we say that everyone. So that's exactly the difference. Exactly.
And also the case of the mikveh, we use a case of good achis. Is there? I've been trying to think. Would it not be Hashoka as well here, or not really? Because you haven't got a whole memsar which is touching. Is that why? That's why it wouldn't be called.
No. No, we say good achis because Hashoka is very good. The comment to say to be metayr mikveh, but you have to say toivas and 40 so. So that's you do have to come to good achis.
That's what I was asking because you need to have the whole 40 so to be standing there for Hashoka, right? That's why it wouldn't work. Perfect. Sure.
Katafres, mitzad Hashoka, it's not going to be a thing, Hashoka, because it's katafres, and katafres they nechimu.
What's a katafres?
When it's going down, it's katafres.
It has to be standing straight for Hashoka. It has to be joined. What does it mean? It has to be joined properly, Hashoka.
It's all a chibu. It's all a chibu because it's a katafres. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Fine. We'll say the gomer. Call it.